let's talk about when is the best damn time to actually buy some cryptocurrencies, because there are moments when you can make epic purchases, and there are moments when you can make epically bad purchases. And the unfortunate reality is, and as is evidenced by the general lack of interest right now in risk assets, is that most people buy at exactly the wrong time and sell at exactly the wrong time. However, it really comes down to a question of being here at the right time. And I am relatively convinced, anyway, in spite of some doom and gloom economic data. There's definitely a lot of doom and gloom economic data out there to look at, but I am convinced that we are in an accumulation period right now and that the best times are still ahead of us for the markets. So basically, since the FTX bottom, that kind of marked the bottom for the bear market. Since then, we've basically been in an accumulation period. Now, accumulation periods are typified by low volume, general lack of interest from the herd, and lots of just sideways price action. And even this recent price action going down from 30K to 25K, we're still within the range. If we go back down to 20K, we're still just basically cycling in a 10K range. And the year might finish down at 20K. And basically, so you've seen an entire year, we've gone from 20K to 30K back to 20K. That's nothing. That's nothing for crypto. Absolutely nothing. That's an accumulation period. That's what that is. So we see accumulation periods happen. We've seen massive accumulation periods, for example, 2015, 2016. We saw 2019, 2020. We're seeing it right now, 2023, 2024. Until the Bitcoin halving, post Bitcoin halving, things can get pretty explosive pretty quickly. But after every accumulation period, basically marked by the Bitcoin halving, then what we see is we see a new bull period come in. Now, last time from the Bitcoin halving to the cycle peak, we saw 700% gains for Bitcoin. Now, I'm potentially thinking here that we could see Bitcoin go as high as 150, maybe 180K. I'm not going to try to get overly optimistic here on my bullish predictions. I got myself caught up in that a bit too much in the last cycle and didn't take as much profits as I should have as a result of that. I'm going to try to keep things a little more realistic here. So if we're seeing a 150K price point compared to where we are right now, 500 to 600% gains for Bitcoin between now and the next market cycle top. In the bear market, we probably come back down to 50K, 45K, something like that. So potentially buying now, obviously, we have no idea what will happen in the future. Potentially buying now, we could see a situation where Bitcoin purchases now will remain in profit even at the lowest point of the next bear market. Potentially, of course. Now, this accumulation period, they don't tend to last forever. Accumulation periods come, accumulation periods go. How long this one lasts for? Well, I think up until the Bitcoin halving, potentially shortly thereafter, tends to be a bit of hype around the Bitcoin halving. Everyone thinks something really exciting is going to happen overnight, and then it doesn't. Then 3 or 4 months later, then something exciting happens, or exciting things start to take place. I like this shared by Crypto Vikings. Every generation has the opportunity to make generational wealth. Whether you were buying real estate back in the day or whatever else, or stocks, if you have your father buying that, your grandfather buying properties, whatever it might have been. But for us now, our generational wealth opportunity, it's largely cryptocurrencies. Also, though, I think a good amount of tech stocks do have generational wealth opportunities potentially attached to them as well. But the potential gains in crypto are just so damn absurd sometimes. It's actually hard to comprehend. And if you haven't been around, maybe you've bought Bitcoin in 2022 at some point, or crypto, whatever altcoins you might have, and you're having a hard time holding them, and you're thinking, man, this is tough. This is not what I signed up for. When do the crazy gains come back? Well, Generational wealth can be made in crypto. A lot of people are going to get chopped up in 2023. A lot of people have already been chopped up in 2023 chasing meme coin scams and all the rest of the stuff, right? But the truth is, cryptocurrency is one of the most asymmetric bets you can make asset class wise, because this is one of the few markets where you can literally come in with a few $1,000s or even a few $100 and literally make tens to hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars over a few years. And you think that's crazy, that's ridiculous. A lot of people have done it. A lot of people have done it. A lot of people continue to do it. Coinfessions here. I was working at a small retail store before crypto. I didn't have $500 to my name. Fast forward to this year, I was able to pay off my parents' mortgage in full. It's a feeling I can't even begin to explain. Even if something happens now and I somehow lost all my investments to a hack or something like that, I can always look back at crypto and say it was worth it. And that's the potential. And Bitcoin's not going to do that for you. I got to be clear. Bitcoin's not going to do that for you. Bitcoin's got great gains potential. If you have bigger account size, fantastic, great potential. But realistically, even, and I say this as someone whose number one investment is in Bitcoin, Bitcoin's not what's going to make you rich in the coming cycle. Look at last cycle. Bitcoin did about a 20x off the bottom, which is pretty good. If you managed to buy perfectly at the bottom, sell perfectly at the top, most people probably bought around 10K and probably sold around 40, 50K if they sold anything at all. Probably a lot of people put in 5, 6, 700% gains on Bitcoin, assuming they bought well and sold well. But that sounds great until you realize that altcoin gains were like stupid beyond belief. Here's a couple of examples for you from Dread Bongo. Solana had a 50,000% pump last cycle. It went from 50 cents to $260. That's insanity. Utter insanity. Axie Infinity. Check this out. From 12 cents to $164, 132,000% gain. What? 132,000% gain. Come on. Come on, man. What is that? Oh, yeah. And of course, that's happened to a lot of coins. Even some of the big coins pumped absolutely massively. And of course, we go back to 2017. Shout out to anybody who remembers what Verge is, the cryptocurrency. This one did 1.5 million% gain in 12 months. Of course, Shiba Inu did gains like that. We saw Pepe this year put in truly insane gains for people. So, look, a fully fledged, totally insane bull market will come back at some point. And the market, when it does, will make people rich almost overnight. And it doesn't feel like that now. It feels like the farthest thing from that right now. And I get it. It's hard. It's hard being here in the market right now. It's hard doing anything in the market right now. Everything's boring. Nobody wants to hear about crypto. But guess what? The people who made the most money last cycle, for the most part, were the ones who were stacking during the accumulation period. Now, look, there's always the guy who got lucky. You know, somebody came in and bought Shiba Inu in December of 2021 or 2020 or whenever the heck it was. And then 2 months later, they had $100 million. That's the exception, not the rule. That's the guy who had the equivalent of winning the lottery. But a lot of investors were able to come in and make 20, 50, 100x, maybe more gains by simply positioning themselves well into some of the blockchains, some of the major infrastructure providers, whatever it might have been. I mean, if you'd put a couple $1,000 into Solana when it was worth 50 cents, you would have made a lot of money, right? You didn't need to find the $5,000 market cap Shiba Inu in some Reddit group when only 5 other people knew about it. A lot of people knew about Solana. A lot of people looked at Solana. A lot of people traded Solana in those early days. So there you go. There you go. You know, the money potential is out there. And especially if you're farming these airdrops for what could be the next big chains, there's a lot of airdrops out there to farm. I've been farming crazy airdrops in the newsletter, man. Holy cow. It's been a busy few weeks farming airdrops. I really want to prove to everybody how easy it is to farm airdrops and how much money can be made farming airdrops. So I'm going pretty hard into farming airdrops. Also, there's not that much going on in the market other than that. So it's giving me something to do every week, farming airdrops, making content on YouTube for you guys, talking about crypto, but also farming airdrops. The potential here is insane. And, we cover airdrops all the time in the Wealth Mastery newsletter, link in the description, of course. But there's so much airdrop alpha out there. It's absolutely insane. There's so many airdrops coming. And you think, oh, airdrops, Lark, well, how much am I going to make on that? Well, okay. Solana, great example. Solana gave an airdrop to early testnet users. That airdrop at the market peak, assuming you didn't sell it as soon as you got your airdrop, that airdrop, which literally could have cost you no money, just a little bit of time, doing some test transactions, running a node, whatever it might have been, that was worth $1 million, $1 million at the market peak. Probably not many people got the airdrop and then perfectly sold the top, but some people probably made 6 figures off of that. The opportunities are out there, and they're out there right now for the people who put in the work, because guess what? Most people aren't here right now. So the opportunity to take advantage of the opportunities is pretty big. It's quiet. You have the time to do it. Just saying here, guys. Just saying. When things get crazy in this market, things get crazy in this market, and they get crazy fast. And if you think that there's not going to be another cryptocurrency cycle because there's too much scary economic data out there, has somebody taken away did human greed disappear? Is there no more human greed in the world? Greed's gone. I missed the news flash. I didn't see that headline on CNN. As long as human greed exists, there will be another so stupid bull market where so much money is made and lost, of course, if you're on the wrong side of the equation, in a very short amount of time. Right now, we're probably on the right side of the equation, market cycle wise. And look, because of that scary economic data, you have to understand that any purchases that you make, if you go out and buy, I don't know, $1,000 of cryptocurrency, whatever today, that could go down 20, 30, 40, 50% in the coming weeks and months. I don't know. You don't know. Nobody really knows. You can speculate, of course. If that happens to my positions, for example, if I'm buying a big bag of Chainlink recently, if it goes down, I'll probably just buy some more because I'm going to look at that and go, yep, long term, that's going to be fine. It's just like the most important piece of crypto software connecting all the blockchains and real world assets being used by Swift analysts. It'll be okay. Some of those altcoins may go to zero, obviously, the really small stuff, right? Not saying Chainlink will, but some of those really small altcoins will go to zero. But those new blockchains that are coming out, that they come out, price tanks because it's a bear market. Nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody wants a damn new layer 1 blockchain. Oh, it's faster than the other ones. Oh, it's got, whatever, quicker block times and more transactions per second. And it's cheaper, man. And it's got like these big VCs behind it and stuff, dude. Like nobody cares right now. But I'll tell you when everybody will care. When the market turns, when we do have that crazy bull market, then it's gonna be like, oh my gosh, did you see this only costs like 1/100th to make a transaction, and it does it like half a second transaction. This is like the new paradigm of money. We got to bid this thing up. It's gonna go to, why didn't I buy this when it was 50 cents back in the day? Now it's $100. I'm such an idiot. I gotta go all in. I gotta remortgage my house to buy it. Come on, guys, it repeats every time. Not rocket science. It's hard. I'm not saying it's not hard. All this is a lot easier said than done. Buying low, selling high, accumulating during the accumulation period requires the ability to stomach disgusting paper losses while you're waiting for things to recover. It requires the mental fortitude to show up in the face of the boredom and the despair and the anger you might see in your timeline. It requires you being able to stand up whenever, you tell your friends or family, oh, I bought some crypto last week. You're an idiot. That stuff's a scam. It's all going to zero. Yeah, that's why BlackRock's launching a Bitcoin ETF. Sure, guys. Sure. Ay. A lot of people are simply not going to make it in this market. It's hard. It's hard to hold on long term. It's hard to have that fortitude and the vision to see where your assets can go, to look at previous market cycles and understand how crazy things can get and how quickly they can get crazy. But they do, and they will again. And that's what I'm personally betting on. Obviously, cannot tell you what to do with your money. That's you. You make your own financial decisions. I'm just saying what I've been doing with my money, and I'm personally betting on the fact that human greed will come back in a very serious way, and it'll combine with all of those macroeconomic factors. There'll be rate cuts and all the rest of the shit, and markets will pump.